3 things I didn't know about ADHD meds. Number 1, they have the same day effect. This is something that I wish I would have known earlier because I thought they worked like antidepressants. I was first diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and I was put on antidepressants. They made me feel worse. However, the point to this is that antidepressants tend to take 2 weeks up to a month to have a full effect, depending each person. And so my thought process was that with stimulants, it was the same concept. So because of my first negative experience with antidepressants, and sorry for moving the camera, I thought it was going to be the same thing for, ADHD meds, but in the contrary, it took about an hour for me to feel the full effect. And I wish that my first psychiatrist would have told me that, because I was feeling discouraged because the antidepressants didn't have a good outcome on me personally, and so I was scared to take stimulants. So I wish that my first doctor would have told me that. And so for anyone out there that's scared or thinking about how long is it gonna take, it's the same day effect. So you'll know within the hour or two if it works, if it's meant for you or not. Number 2, the time blindness and hyper focus still can have a negative effect on you. What do I mean by this? Is that with stimulants, you want to, it's all the 37 tabs that you have open in your mind, they're all silent, and you're going to be able to focus on the task you're trying to do. However, if this is a long task, it's going to take hours because you procrastinated on completing these tasks, you will still be able to easily hyper focus to the point where you won't want to use the bathroom, where you won't want to eat because you want to finish this task. And especially because you're like, whoa, for the first time, the Gingy is not quoting again in my mind. And for the first time, I don't have that 24-hour podcast and I'm not singing Bohemian Rhapsody as always. So because of that, you're like, you know what, I want to get this done. And because of that, it can make you still lose track of time and easily hyper focus to where you, like I said, forget to eat, drink, and even go to the bathroom. So it is important to know that, while it is really nice to have that inner monologue silence, it's important to still be aware that although you're going to become more productive, it's still important to have a system because, again, you could easily lose track of time because you're going to be more productive. Number three, it can suppress your appetite. What do I mean by this? So me personally, before I was taking stimulants, I struggled with binge eating. Sorry, I keep moving the camera. And by binge eating, I mean that even if I was full, I still wanted to eat. When I was stressed, I wanted to eat. When I was sad, I wanted to eat. And even if I was like so full to where I feel like I was gonna I would still eat. So that is a common symptom amongst ADHDers. That's called binge eating. So with ADHD meds, it suppresses your appetite. So if you're someone that's usually, forgets to eat and is on the go and is running late, which most likely you are because you're here in my page, just like me. So if you are someone that is on the go and that struggles keeping track of your protein intake and eating enough for the day, I suggest eating before you take your meds, because since it suppresses your appetite, once you take your ADHD meds, you're going to want to be productive because it's going to last a certain amount of time in the day. And not only that, it's going to suppress your appetite. So if you hyper focus and you don't even want to go to the bathroom, you don't even want to breathe, and let alone it suppresses your appetite, then it's going to be difficult for you to get your protein intake for the day. And although ADHD meds, yes, they help you, regulate your emotions more, they help you focus more because all those tabs are silenced. If you're not eating enough protein throughout the day, that is still going to have a negative effect on your body, because we need protein to have energy to complete tasks, and it's going to be a higher probability that you're going to get a 2 p.m. crash out, because for the first time your mind is quiet, and because it's quiet you feel relaxed. So while neurotypicals, if they do take ADHD meds, they're like, whoa, I have so much energy, I'm gonna run 5 miles. Me, it's like, I'm gonna go take a nap because for the first time it's quiet in here and I want to be able to sleep. So it is important I suggest to try to eat something before you take your meds, because again, since it suppresses your appetite, and then if you don't eat enough protein throughout the day, you're going to get tired more easily. You're going to have difficulty making decisions. Although yes, you are taking something that's supposed to help your ADHD, the body has natural needs, and protein is essential. It's essential for our bodies to be able to produce energy, and energy to do tasks, to walk your dog, to do to send those emails, to do chores, you know. So it is, I highly suggest to try to eat before you take your ADHD meds. Otherwise it's going to be very difficult for you to do so after you do. So I hope you guys find these tips helpful, and if you guys would like more overall insight of, you know, how ADHD meds can affect, again, this is each person, it could affect differently. This is based off of my personal experience, but if you guys would like more overall more, what would I call this, insight, we're gonna go with insight. I said insight, so that's what we're gonna go with. If you guys would like more insight on how ADHD meds can affect you, please let me know in the comments, and I love you guys, and thank you for being here.